Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To Dr. Farin Nazlin, we are from Group 1, Subgroup number 8, and today we will be presenting about our title, which is the Outbreak Investigation of Cyclospora, Imported Fresh Basil, July 2019. My name is Mohammad Naim bin Jamaludin with metric number 197898. So let's get back to our topic. What is Cyclospora? Cyclospora, or more specifically, Cyclospora khairul, is a small parasite that only can be seen under the microscope. Meanwhile, cyclosporiasis is an intestinal illness due to the consumption of food or drink that has been contaminated with the parasite. The parasite is mostly transmitted when the food or water contaminated with the infected feces. It cannot be transmitted directly from one person to another because the parasite needs time, maybe days or weeks, after being passed in a bowel movement to become more infectious for another person. The duration the duration between becoming infected and becoming sick is usually 1 week, and the symptom when a person is being infected are water diarrhea, lost appetite, weight loss, stomach cramp, bloating, increased gas, nausea, and fatigue. But in some people, the symptom is not appear, maybe because of their immune system or their fitness. If the illness is not treated, it may last for a few days or months or maybe longer. So, who is the people that were highly risk to get infected by the parasite? It is the people that living or traveling in the countries that cyclosporiasis is common, including certain tropical or subtropical regions of the world. I think I have ended my presentation, so I will pass the next presentation to Aiman. Thank you.
Okay, so next I will be presenting on the outbreak investigation of Cyclospora, which basically I will explain the timeline or the sequel of how some organization conduct the investigation of outbreak of Cyclospora, how they manage, how they control, how they stop the illness that caused by the Cyclospora. But before that, let me explain. Let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Aiman bin Khairul Anuar. My metric number is 198538. So let's begin. On July 25, 2019, the US FDA, which stands for Food and Drug Administration, along with the CDC, which is Center Disease Control and Prevention, are investigating a multi-state outbreak of Cyclospora illnesses, potentially linked to fresh basil exported by Siga Logistic DRL CV located in Morelos, Mexico. So from this statement, it shows that the illness of the Cyclospora was actually before this date yet. They already begin before this date. So they identify why there is increasing number of illness that caused by Cyclospora. So they start to investigate on this date, which is July 25th. So in this date also, epidemiologic information indicates that contaminated fresh basil is the likely cause of the illnesses. So they found out that these illnesses is caused by fresh basil that consumers buy. Uh, then the investigation also indicates that fresh basil that cause illnesses was exported to US from Morelos, Mexico. On this date also, FDA along with the CDC also um, suspect that this fresh basil that cause illnesses was being exported to US from the Mexico, which is the company Siga Logistics, DRLDCV. Okay. Next, on August 16, 2019, FDA and CDC still continue the investigation on the outbreak of Cyclospora illnesses linked to fresh basil exported by Siga Logistics, DRLDCV. So they continue on the investigation, and Siga, the logistic company, also recalled that maybe there is potentially affected basil on July 24, 2019. So on July 24, 2019, actually they maybe the the illnesses, the case of illnesses by Cyclospora is very high. So they recall back what happened on that day. Next, on September 30, 2019, from FDA's traceback investigation confirmed that the fresh basil that caused illnesses was exported to US by Siga Logistics in the Mexico. So the FDA already confirmed that the illnesses was from the logistic company, which is Siga Logistics, and the fresh basil was exported to the US. And also, according to CDC, this outbreak is already appears to be over. So there is actually no cases for the Cyclospora illness. Next, October 11, 2019, the firm ceased shipping for a period of time while they implemented corrective actions. FDA will continue to work with SIGA in reviewing these corrective actions. So they control, there is no shipping anymore from shipping fresh basils from the logistics. Also, the FDA has completed its investigational activities. So on this date also, consumers no longer need to avoid fresh basil from SIGA Logistics because maybe there is no harmful fresh basil that came out from this logistic company. Next, on November 19, 2019, the CDC issued a final update for the total number of domestically acquired cases of Cyclospora in 2019. So basically, on this day, the illnesses and the investigation already over. They have done the investigation, and it can conclude that only 10% of the 2019 cases were linked to this outbreak associated with imported fresh basil. Um, so the total illnesses is only not only the total illnesses is 241, and only 6 being hospitalized. Uh, and also from this outbreak, there is no death appear, and this outbreak last illness onset on July 26, 2019. So I think that's all for me. I will pass the presentation to my friend Ridwan. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Mohammad Ridwan bin Khalil, and my metric number is 187460. Okay, right now I would like to present about the general food safety for retailer and restaurant. So basically, this is a guideline for the retailer and restaurant worker to follow in order to cut down or to avoid the transmission of Cyclospora species from infect human as a disease or harmful. So based on the current information, Cyclospora may be resistant to routine chemical disinfection method such as using chlorine. However, restaurant and retailer should still follow the basic food safety practice. There are several guidelines or tips that retailer and restaurant need to follow. The first one is retailer and restaurant and other food service operator should always practice safe food handling and preparation measure. It is recommended that they wash all the utensils and surface that contact directly with food with hot, soapy water before and after handling the food. The next one is wash and sanitize display cases or other things that store and refrigerate, especially the refrigerator where potentially contaminated product will store. And the third one is retailer and restaurant should wash and sanitize their cutting board or the surface contact with food and all the utensils used to prepare, serve and store potentially contaminated product. The next one is the worker should wash their hand with warm water and soap following the cleaning and the sanitation process. And the lastly, to how they can do to minimize cross contamination. They can do by regular frequent cleaning and sanitize of food contact surface and utensil used in food preparation. So I will go to the next slide. General food safety for consumer. Basically, the consumer and the retailer or the restaurant also need to do the same method, which is wash and sanitize. So this is the first guideline and they need to follow is washing utensil. Wash the inside wall and shelf of the refrigerator and cutting board and countertop. The method they should do is use 1 tablespoon of chlorine to 1 gallon of hot water. And then they need to clean the surface of the surface with the dry with the clean cloth, and also they can use a tissue paper. Then they can wash and sanitize surface used to store or serve. And the last one, like the previous slide, they need to wash their hand with warm water and soap to disinfect all the. So in conclusion, this is show how important microbiology is to our life. In microbiology, we will study about the taxonomy, the characteristic and habitat of Cyclospora, so we can know on how their virulent factor infect on humans. Hence, the chain of disease carried by this pathogen can be stopped by execute prevention steps.